Hey guys, what's up? Kartaka here, and today I'm here with a tutorial on ZX. This is going to be a first part in a series of videos, and for this episode we're just going to be talking about the types of card in this game, and yeah, so let's get right into it. So the most important thing you should know is how to look at a card in this game. And actually, let's look at this card because it looks nicer, I guess. Um, This is how a holo looks like, or SRH, we call it. It's a holo version of the SR, which is sort of like a triple rare, I guess. Yeah. So if you get like a version like this, it's kind of like a SP version, except so this is a normal version of the card, and this is the SRH version of the card. So obviously it's full art and it's gold, so but it's the same card, so it's kind of like a SP, I guess. Anyway, so let's use this card because most of you will be looking at this kind of card instead. So first, most important thing you should see is up here it says ZX. That means your card is a unit, and you can see that by having a number down here. That's how much power they have. It's also how much HP they have. And this is the cost. So this is how much mana you need to pay. I'll talk about that a bit later. And of course here is the effects. So you'll see all the text here. It's very basic. Most card games, you'll see the text here. And then that's the ZX card. So those are your units you use to attack. There are three types of units cards in this game. The second type we talk about is events. So this is an event card. Again, it says event here. It's in English, so it's not hard to see. But the easiest way to see if it's an event or not is to see if it has a power or not. This does not have power, so obviously it's an event. Again, here's the cost for the thing, how much resource you need to pay for it. And here is the effect. So that's the second type of card we'll be talking about. Third type of card we're talking about is the player cards. You don't actually need to have these cards. You just need to tell your opponent who your character is, and then you're free to go. Because the purpose they serve is for activating certain effects. Certain effects require you to have certain players, but we'll get into that a bit later, probably in another part when we get a little bit deeper in the game. But those are the three types of cards you know: events, characters, and players. Again, it says a player card here. That's the nation they're from. You don't need to worry about that, and they usually won't have text. Other types of player cards we'll see are this. This is also a player card. This is also a player card. These are just normal player cards. Like, they don't really affect the game, so you don't have to worry about it too much, and you don't actually need these. So, yeah. Right. So now that you know the three types of cards, let's get talk about a bit about the playing field. Oops, we'll talk about these stacks of cards later. So this is how a playing field looks like. This is how it looks like from both players. This is, for example, it's a yeah. The most important thing you know is that there's 9 slots, and both you and your opponent shares this field. So, for example, let's look at it from this side. Now, this is how if I was holding a hand like this, this is how my hand will look like, and this is how my field will look like. And this is where I put my player card. So, again, let's use Atsumi as our player card. Again, you don't need to have this. You just need to tell your tell them who your player is. For example, I can just say my player is Azumi, and my opponent will know, like, okay, your player is Azumi, so you don't actually need this, but it's easier for your opponent to tell. But yeah, for example, just play this. Here is my hand. Let's just say, let's just use an actual deck. Say this is my deck, and here's my deck zone. This is deck key, so deck zone. Here is your trash. It's called the trash, not drop zone. It's pretty similar to drop zone and graveyard. You know, it's the same business. And so what happens in the beginning of a game is you have a start card. This is my start card, so you put it on top. And then at the beginning of the game, you draw 4 cards. This is not a very good hand, but whatever. So you draw 4 cards, and then you choose 4 cards from the top of your deck, and you put it in your life zone. So instead of taking damage, you actually have how much life. You actually set how much life you have in the beginning of the game. So, beginning of the game, you have 4 lives, and once you lose all 4 of your lives, you lose. And then after you put your life in your life zone, you take the top 2 cards of your deck and put them into your resource zone. It says resource, resource. And what happens is at the beginning of your turn, first turn player only draws, doesn't draw. But yeah, first player doesn't draw, and then they play their mana. Play their mana, and then they have something called a charge phase. Whenever one of your creatures die, so for example, this thing's dead, you put it in your charge zone, and then what happens after the resource zone, resource phase, is the ignition phase, and you can put 1 card in your charge and reveal the top card of your deck. And if it has an ignition icon like this, it goes. You can play it. If it's an event, you can also play it. Yeah. If it doesn't have an ignition icon, for example, like something like this, it'll go into the trash. So there's that. Let's just say I played it. Then you can play it in any square you want. Except you can play any card you want except for your opponent's player square. So you can play anywhere in the H zone or your player square if your player square is not occupied. So for example, we'll just play here. Next, you know if you're the second player going. If the second player going, what you need to know is that you draw 2 cards. So after that, you play your mana and stuff. After that, every player draws 2 cards every turn. So only the first turn, the player doesn't draw. The first turn, first player doesn't draw. The first turn for the second player, he draws. Sorry, I'm not explaining things, but I'm trying my best. So, yeah. So there's that. You draw and stuff, play mana, right? And how you pay for a unit is, if you have 3 mana, you can tap 3. I think it's called sleep 3 of your mana to play equal to the cost of the unit. So if you have 3 mana, you pay 3 cost, then you can play a 3 cost unit. So I can play this card now, here. Now, if I don't have any more mana, you can't do anything. So that means I can't play any more units, but you can attack. And let's show you a more easy way to view this. Now, for example, if we're looking at a game right now, which, yeah, let's just pretend I'm playing with a game by myself. Okay, this is my life. That's my mana. And this is how it looks like. Play the unit there. Let's say my opponent's playing that. It's his start card. And then he has a unit here. Now in this event, or in this case, you shouldn't use event. In this case, each unit can only attack something that's next to it. So this guy cannot attack this. This cannot attack this, but this can attack this, and this can attack this. And obviously you can only attack during your own turn. So I do this, it dies, it goes into the charge zone as stated before. Charge zone here for my opponent because, you know, look at that, but if, for example, he kills this, this dies, and it goes into the charge zone over there, which we do not have enough space for at the moment, so yeah. But yeah, so how you deal damage to your opponent is you need to kill their unit in their player square. So this thing is dead now. It goes into charge. Now only their player card is left. If they don't have a player card, then whatever is there. And they have to attack the player now. So if assume that he has enough mana to play the unit. They play this card, attacks now. When this unit takes a hit, a card from their life will be flipped face up, and depending on what kind of card it is, it'll go either in the trash. I don't know, it'll go either in the charge or get activated. So for example, if this card is take damage and this card is ignition, it'll go. You can play the card. That my opponent can play the card whenever, wherever they want. So since this is empty, you can just play right on top of the player square to protect yourself from future attacks if they have any more units to attack you with. So yeah. Alright, so another important thing to know is if you're playing cost for a card, you need to tap at least one card of the same color. So for example, I have 3 mana. They're all black mana. I cannot pay for a blue card. So I cannot play this card with these cards as a cost. But if I have three cards and one of them is a blue card, I can pay for a blue cost card. So I can play this card. So there's that. Not sure if I'm explaining myself properly, but yeah, but that's pretty much the basic premise of the game. You just try to protect your player, which is pretty much yourself, and while you try to deal damage to your opponent's player. So once they have all 4 of their life is gone, they die. So there's that. Other ways to deal damage to your opponent. Actually, I shouldn't. You know, screw it. Whenever you deck out, you reshuffle your trash back into your deck. So your trash will be, you shuffle your trash and then it goes back into the deck zone, and then you take a damage. But the damage that you take from decking out doesn't go to the charge; it goes into the trash directly. So you can't activate ignitions and stuff. So there's that. I guess that's pretty much all I want to say for this game. For this part at least, get into more in depth, as in like what kind of cards are in this game, and what kind of rarities and what kind of effects there is, special effects and stuff. But yeah, other things to keep in mind is that you can choose not to play mana if you don't want to, but you have to draw every turn. So yeah, and you can have unlimited mana. For example, if I have like 20 mana, you can still play more mana, because there's some decks that actually require you to have a lot of mana for it to be powerful, I guess. So yeah, Anyway, that's pretty much it for this part of the tutorial. Stay tuned for more tutorials. I'm trying my best to teach you guys how to play this game, but if you guys have any questions, then you can feel free to post it down below, and I'll try my best to answer. And if you guys already played this game, you can help out and answer some questions. But for the most part, you know, this game is pretty fun. The art is fantastic, and I highly recommend this game. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next part. So this is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!